St. Louis's Boeing prepares for a strike after thousands of union workers rejected a contract offer.
Space workers, District 837, union officials here saying their members overwhelmingly rejected
$2 billion in new military assistance for Ukraine. $800 million of this will help strengthen Ukraine's arsenal for the most urgently needed defense equipment.
Mr. Mark Carney ordered a review of Canada's contract to buy 88 F-35 fighter jets, says he looks to build new security relationships that are outside of our relationship with the U.S.
A dramatic shift is shaking up America's defense industry, and it's not coming from where many expected. One of the nation's most trusted allies has taken a surprising step that could reshape the balance of power in a critical sector. A major U.S. manufacturer, long considered untouchable in this field, has suddenly been pushed aside in a high-stakes defense deal. At the center of this disruption is a massive fighter jet contract worth billions that most assumed would automatically go to American companies. Instead, the deal is moving in an entirely new direction. The question is, why would a close partner turn away at such a crucial moment? What follows is a story with far-reaching consequences for U.S. workers, taxpayers, and global security. And it's only just beginning. The announcement from Ottawa sent shockwaves through Washington. Canada revealed that its next-generation fighter jet program, one of the largest defense investments in its history, would be awarded to a consortium of foreign companies. For the first time in decades, a Canadian defense contract of this size would completely exclude U.S. firms. Traditionally, American companies based in Texas, Missouri, and Washington State had been the natural choice. But this time, Canada chose to assemble the jets in Montreal, with engines and other vital systems sourced from Europe and other regions. U.S. officials quickly linked the decision to recent trade disputes, pointing to tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, and aircraft parts. Canada's move made it clear it wants supply chains that cannot be disrupted by unpredictable U.S. trade policies. The fallout inside the U.S. was immediate. In Fort Worth, Texas, thousands of employees at a Lockheed Martin fighter jet plant were stunned to learn that their long-awaited orders had evaporated. Union leaders warned that layoffs were inevitable, and workers felt abandoned by a country they had always considered a partner. In St. Louis, Missouri, where Boeing's defense division serves as a cornerstone of the local economy, the mood was equally grim. From aluminum producers in the Midwest to avionics suppliers in California, uncertainty spread quickly. Economists cautioned that more than 20,000 American jobs could be threatened if this trend holds, with smaller subcontractors at risk of collapsing entirely. The irony was painful. Tariffs designed to shield American workers appeared to be backfiring, putting U.S. towns and industries in danger. But the consequences go far beyond economics. For decades, American fighter jets like the F-16, F-A-18, and F-35 have defined Allied air power across the globe. To see Canada, arguably the United States' closest ally, select alternatives was more than a financial setback. It was a symbolic blow to U.S. influence and prestige. For years, the Pentagon assumed American jets would remain the default choice for allies. Canada's decision exposed the fragility of that assumption. Military observers in Europe and Asia quickly took note, raising questions about whether U.S. defense dominance is entering a new, uncertain era. The political storm was swift. Lawmakers from aerospace-heavy states such as Texas, Missouri, Michigan, and Pennsylvania demanded explanations. These regions depend heavily on defense contracts for jobs and tax revenue, and leaders feared what mass layoffs could do to their communities. In Washington, D.C., frustration grew as officials questioned how a trusted ally could abruptly walk away from a deal of this magnitude and why the U.S. government had been blindsided. Back in towns built around aircraft plants, mayors and governors warned that layoffs would ripple into schools, small businesses, and city budgets. Communities that had supported the defense industry for generations now braced for an uncertain future.